So, welcome back. And in this video, we are going to see what are free fatty acids. In the last lecture, we saw that the lipids are classified into various types, like free fatty acid, which are the most simplest form and used for fuel. Then, second type was triacylglycerol. Then phospholipids, sphingolipids, and glycolipids, and steroids. So in this lecture, we will study about what are free fatty acids, their introduction and their properties, their structure. So let us understand what are free fatty acids. We all know that free fatty acids are nothing but they are hydrocarbon chain with carboxylic acid group. What are they? The free fatty acids are made up of hydrocarbon chain with a carboxylic group. And what is their function? Their function is they act as a fuel. So now the question must be coming in your mind that why these free fatty acids are acting as a fuel, or why fatty acids are called as a source of fuel. So this is because it is a well-known fact that free fatty acids are highly reduced. What do you mean by highly reduced? That means the fatty acids are enriched with electron rich. They are electron rich. They have more electrons. In addition to that, the fatty acids also have a lot of carbon ch bonds, okay, carbon hydrogen bonds, and also they have more carbon carbon bonds, okay, carbon carbon bonds. So therefore they are highly reduced compared to that of the other macromolecule. So what are the other macromolecules that are there, like carbohydrate, protein, nucleic acids? So compared to other uh, molecule, like for example, they are highly reduced than carbohydrate, and that is why they give more energy that is than carbohydrate. So that is why people prefer to eat carbohydrate in the form of sugar, but they want to avoid fat, because eating fat through diet adds 1 gram of fat gives 9 kilocalorie, whereas carbohydrate gives 4.5. So that is what is the reason, okay. So basically, the free fatty acids are building blocks for various membrane lipids, and they are hydrocarbon chain with the carboxylic acid group. So let us understand with this structure. So fatty acids are nothing but they are the hydrocarbon with the carboxylic acid. So this is the basic structure of, or a fundamental structure, or a basic structure of a fatty acid. So they are COOH. So this COOH represents a carboxylic acid. Why it is called? Because in this structure the OH, H in the OH, this hydrogen is highly acidic, and this is R is nothing but a hydrocarbon chain. So the hydrogen here is an acidic one, okay. The hydrogen here is an acidic one, and the R represent the hydrocarbon chain, and this is a fatty acid. So when this fatty, which means that this is a general structure of a fatty acid, and if this fatty acid act as an acid, if it acts as an acid, what it does, it gives out H plus, okay. This H plus will be out, okay. It gives out the proton, it gives out proton, okay, and then you get the deprotonated fatty acid chain, okay. So, how long this chain usually ranges from? So, usually the long chain ranges from carbon 4 to carbon 36. Okay, in the fatty acids. Okay, so now there are types of fatty acid. There are types of fatty acid. Basically, the fatty acid is classified as a saturated fatty acid. and unsaturated fatty acids. Unsaturated fatty acids are further classified into MUFA and PUFA, that is monounsaturated fatty acid and polyunsaturated fatty acid. Okay, polyunsaturated fatty acids are further classified into omega 3 fatty acids and omega 6 PUFA and omega 3 uh, PUFA. Okay, so let us understand what is saturated fatty acids, or why these fatty acids are called as saturated fatty acids. Okay, so saturated means they are already saturated, that means they have or no zero or no carbon carbon double bond. There are no carbon carbon double bond, where in the hydrocarbon chain there are no carbon carbon double bond in the hydrocarbon chain. So, and in case of unsaturated fatty acids, what is there? In case of unsaturated fatty acid, they are unsaturated, means there is an option to add more hydrogen, so they are unsaturated, and is because of the presence of one or more than carbon carbon double bond. If you have a one carbon carbon double bond, they are called as a monounsaturated. If there is more than one carbon carbon double bond, they are called as a polyunsaturated fatty acids. Okay, so one or more one or more carbon carbon double bond in the hydrocarbon chain are called as a polyunsaturated. One is a monounsaturated and more than one is a polyunsaturated. So further, because there is a presence of double bond in the saturated, there is no double bond, whereas in the unsaturated fatty acid there are double bonds. So then double bonds are two types, cis double bond and trans double bond, and based on these double bond, further they are also classified as cis or cis unsaturated fatty acids and trans fatty acids. Okay, trans unsaturated fatty acids. So unsaturated fatty acids have at least, you look at this. This is a stearic acid. The stearic acid has no or a zero double bond, and it is a saturated fatty acid. And when you look at the unsaturated fatty acid, either this there is a one, so that means this is a MUFA, and or more than one, that means these are PUFA. These are PUFA, means polyunsaturated fatty acid. Okay, so at least one carbon carbon double bond or more than so once they have carbon carbon double bond, then question comes like what type of double bond. Either they can have a cis double bond or they can have a trans double bond. So in this palmitoleic acid structure, you can see there is also cis palmitoleic acid and trans palmitoleic acid. What do you mean by cis double bond and trans double bond? We know that in the carbon carbon double bond chain, if the hydrogen atoms are present on the same side, these type of bonds are called as a cis, and mostly all natural lipids have cis bond. Whereas in case of trans, you have the one hydrogen at one side and the other hydrogen at the other, so they are on the opposite side. These type of fatty acids are called as a trans fatty acid. So if you look at this cis palmitoleic acid, which is a 16 carbon atom containing one double bond, the hydrogen atoms are located on the one side. Okay, and whereas in the trans palmitoleic acid, you see the HH are present on the different side or opposite sides. Okay, so either a molecule can have a cis double bond, or a fatty acid molecule can have a trans double bond. Okay, so between, now this is how much So between this 9 and 10 carbon molecule, this is if I start counting from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there is a carbon carbon double bond between 9 and 10, and a trans is also between 9 and 10, whereas but in the first case it is a cis, and in this second case the bond is trans. Okay, so in case of first, the hydrogen is present on the same side, whereas in the second case, the trans double bond, you see the hydrogen on opposite side. So why saturated and why unsaturated fatty acids? So now the question comes like in your mind, or if I ask you in exam, why saturated fatty acids are saturated and why unsaturated fatty acids are unsaturated. Okay, so saturated, like we have just now see that saturated means saturated with hydrogen. Now look at the structure of the stearic acid again. Okay, so look at the stearic acid structure, and when you look at the stearic acid structure, you see carefully, the carbons have as many as hydrogen they can possibly have. You see these see. So there is no place or space to accommodate another hydrogen. So these carbon atoms, these in case of saturated fatty acid, the carbons have as many hydrogen they can possibly have. And as soon as you put a double bond, as soon as you put a double bond somewhere, there are less hydrogen. Because of this double bond, you see, there are less hydrogen. So somewhere there are less hydrogen. For example, carbon at this position, like for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, 9 and 10. Okay, between 9 and 10, you see, just here two hydrogen. Okay, unlike the saturated fatty acid wherein they have four. Okay, so there are more. So now further, unsaturated fatty acids, as I mentioned before, are classified as MUFA and PUFA. See, these are the fatty acids. Fatty acids have been classified as saturated fatty acid and then unsaturated fatty acid. And we saw unsaturated saturated fatty acid have one like zero double bond, and they are saturated because why they are saturated we just now see. Unsaturated are further classified as either cis or trans. There is another classification, either these unsaturated fatty acid can be MUFA or they can be PUFA. Okay, they can be PUFA. So what is mean by MUFA? MUFA means mono unsaturated fatty acid, and PUFA means polyunsaturated. Mono means at least one. Mono means one carbon carbon double bond, and PUFA poly means more than one. Okay, more than one carbon carbon double bond. So now how does the melting point comes into picture? We in the food industries or food science, we see when we perform many experiments or processing of the food is performed, the fat is present in almost all the food system in lesser or higher quantity, and because of this processing we also used a temperature. Okay, thermal processing. So this melting point, whether it is a thermal, non-thermal, or even at a refrigeration temperature, this melting point comes into picture. Now how does this melting point comes into picture? In one of my lecture I have explained this melting point in very well in detail, but today also I would like to justify it. So we have discussed in brief that what are the van der Waals forces and what are the intermolecular forces have been extensively and exclusively discussed in my previous lecture. So basically, how does the melting point comes into picture? In case of fat, the stacking increases the van der Waals forces. Okay, stacking increase. So like if you see the saturated fatty acid, because of this structure, it is possible to stack them very nicely. Okay, so when you stack this molecule, see there is more van der Waals forces between this carbon, and then there is a strong interaction between this molecule, this. So that is why stacking increases the van der Waals forces. Stacking of saturated fatty acids on each other is very nicely packed. The items would interact very closely due to a high van der Waals forces. But and more stacking, like more van der Waals forces. So we are going to have a very nice, a very nice crystalline structure, or a very strong structure. So it is very difficult to break these molecules apart, and that is why the saturated fatty acids have a higher melting point. Okay, so when we consider, we have to consider two factors when we talk about van der Waals forces. Okay, so chain length, increasing the chain length will increase the melting point of the fatty acid. So if you have carbon, just carbon 6 fatty acid, and one is carbon 10 fatty acid. So obviously carbon 10 fatty acid molecule would have more interaction than the carbon 6, because there is more stronger van der Waals force than the carbon 6, because there is a more more strong forces. So increase in the chain length will increase the melting point of fatty acid. Increase in the chain length means we have more atoms to interact. If we have more atoms, we have more temporary dipole between them and the atoms, then means have a more van der Waals interaction, and more van der Waals interaction means more intermolecular like forces, or more intermolecular intervention, and that is why the melting point depends on this type of structure. So means it's harder to break them apart, and that is why saturated fatty acids have a higher melting point. Okay, so for example, if you have a 6 carbon fatty acid, and if we stack them together, and then it's very difficult to separate. But instead of 6 carbon chain, if we have a very longer saturated fatty acid chain, so situation is here, more carbon atoms and more temporary dipoles, and therefore more interaction between these molecule, and then stronger is the molecule, and longer chain would increase the higher melting point. So please remember all these points. I'm going to ask in the exam about how and what are the different factors affect on the melting point of the fatty acids. Number 2 is like degree of unsaturation, very important point. Like number 1 is carbon chain, and number 2 is degree of unsaturation. As the degree of unsaturation increases, like an increase in the number of like cis or cis double bonds, there is a decrease in the melting point. I think I have, yeah. So yeah, look at this molecule, degree of unsaturation. Okay. Okay, so suppose we have fatty acid. We have just now seen, okay, a fatty acid which have a a trans double bond, and a cis double bond. So this is a trans. So because of this trans double bond, even if the double bond is there, the molecule gets straightened up, and it gives the properties like saturated fatty acid. It becomes more solidified. Whereas in the cis, because of this cis double bond, the melting point decreases. So an increase in the number of cis double bond decreases the melting point. From here also, if you can see, what is if we have increase in the cis double bond. Suppose we have these molecules, okay, different unsaturated molecule with the cis double bond. So what does this cis double bond do? This double bond will cause a kink. Okay, kink means a bending. Okay, a cis double bond will cause a bending or a twist or a kink and more bending, and this will actually reduce the less stacking. So for example, we have wood last time also, we have straight woods, and if we try to stack them up, you can nicely, prepare a block of woods. But whereas if we have twigs which are, uh, like they are curved or they are not straightened, so it is very difficult to stack. So in case of these unsaturated fatty acid, because there is a cis double bond, there is a kink, and because of this twist, there is a less temporary dipole and decreased van der Waals force. See how you can you imagine how much will be the interaction between these molecules which are, further away from each other. So there will be a, compared to these, this will have a very stronger, interaction. Whereas in case of unsaturated fatty acid, there will be a decreased van der Waals forces, and which means these molecules are easy to break, and easy to break means therefore unsaturated fatty acid have a lower melting point. Okay, so also the chain length, I have already explained this. Like if you have a capric acid which is a shorter length, or a lauric acid which is a longer chain length, so chain length also affects. So a 8 carbon cis versus 8 carbon trans double bond, it's going to drastically affect or significantly affect on the melting point. And these molecules will not be able to, the moment you have a cis double bond, these molecules will not be able to stick nicely or stack nicely. Okay, and that is why the melting point affects, and also due to the degree of unsaturation also melting point affects. So